What if a calmer morning had less to do with productivity tricks and more to do with the way a day begins? In many parts of rural Japan, mornings follow a much slower rhythm. As life becomes increasingly fast, many people begin searching for small routines that create a greater sense of calm and clarity before the pressure of the day takes over. In the Japanese countryside, some of these habits have existed quietly for generations. They are simple morning rituals connected to nature, presence, and a deeper appreciation for small daily actions. Here are a few calming morning rituals inspired by traditional life in rural Japan that can completely change the way a morning feels before the rest of the world wakes up. Greeting the land. In many rural areas of Japan, the day begins with a quiet moment outside before anything else happens. Doors and windows are opened. Fresh air enters the house, and for a few moments there is no rush to start working or thinking about obligations. Some people step outside barefoot onto the ground, onto a wooden veranda, or simply stand quietly in the garden while the morning is still calm. This small habit creates a physical connection with the environment before the mind becomes crowded with information and responsibilities. The experience may seem simple, but it changes the pace of the morning completely. Feeling the temperature of the air, hearing distant birds, noticing the light changing slowly outside, or standing quietly for a minute helps the body wake up more naturally. Starting the day with a quiet moment outdoors helps calm the nervous system. It allows the mind to wake up more gradually and creates a calmer emotional tone before the responsibilities of the day begin. A connection to the past. In many traditional Japanese homes, mornings also include a quiet moment of reflection. Sometimes this happens in front of a small family altar, where incense is lit and a few silent moments are given to gratitude, memory, or prayer. The ritual itself is very simple, but it creates an important emotional pause at the beginning of the day. Lighting incense, watching the smoke rise slowly, and remaining still for a moment naturally shifts attention away from stress and toward presence. Creating a small ritual like this can gradually change the rhythm of the morning. It can be something spiritual, a few quiet minutes with coffee or tea, lighting a candle, sitting in silence, or simply allowing yourself a brief moment of stillness before the rest of the day begins. And with consistency, that pause starts creating a calmer and more grounded emotional starting point for everything that comes after. Caring for something living. Before the day fully begins, many people in rural homes spend a few quiet moments caring for something living around them. It may be watering plants, checking a small garden, feeding animals, or simply paying attention to the natural life surrounding the house. There is something calming about starting the day with a task connected to care. These small actions bring attention outward in a gentle way and create a stronger sense of connection with the environment around you. They also encourage a different relationship with time. Plants grow slowly, animals follow simple routines, and nature moves at its own pace. Spending even a few minutes around those rhythms can make the beginning of the day feel calmer, steadier, and far more connected to the present moment. The meditative sweep. Another quiet habit commonly seen in rural homes and traditional spaces in Japan is sweeping early in the morning. At first glance, it may look like an ordinary cleaning task, but the purpose often goes beyond keeping the space tidy. The repetitive movement of sweeping creates a slower rhythm that naturally settles the mind. Instead of rushing through the task, attention stays focused on a single physical action for a few uninterrupted minutes. There is also something psychologically calming about bringing order to a space at the beginning of the day. A clean entrance, an organized floor, or a quiet garden path changes the atmosphere of the environment and often affects mental clarity at the same time. And when you care for the space around you first thing in the morning, you are also creating a calmer and more organized atmosphere for yourself. Even a small, clean space changes the emotional tone of the day because the home starts feeling more supportive instead of visually overwhelming. The art of the intentional pause. After waking up, many traditional Japanese morning routines move slowly into the preparation of tea. And while this may seem like a small detail, the process itself is often treated with a surprising level of attention and calm. Water is heated carefully. Tea is prepared slowly. And for a few minutes, the focus stays entirely on one simple action. That slower rhythm affects the mind more than people expect. In a routine filled with constant stimulation and divided attention, doing one thing at a time with full presence creates a completely different emotional tone for the morning. And this kind of intentional pause can exist in any routine. It does not have to involve tea specifically. The important part is creating a few minutes where the mind is not immediately pulled into responsibilities the moment the day begins. Nourishment from the land. In many rural Japanese homes, breakfast is treated as an important transition into the day. The pace is slower, the environment is quieter, and there is a greater sense of attention around the act of eating itself. That slower rhythm changes the experience completely. Even the preparation becomes part of the process. Making tea, cutting fruit, or organizing a simple meal becomes a form of care, because in that moment, the person is not simply putting food together. The focus is no longer only on eating food. They are taking time to nourish the body with intention and preparing something that will physically sustain them for the next hours of the day. And that changes the emotional experience of the morning. The meal carries a different feeling when it is prepared with a calmer mind and a genuine sense of care. What makes these Japanese morning rituals so powerful is not complexity, but consistency. None of these habits require expensive products, perfect discipline, or hours of free time. Most of them are built around slowing down slightly and paying more attention to small moments that are usually ignored. Standing outside for a minute, preparing tea slowly, sweeping a quiet space, lighting incense, or eating a simple breakfast may seem insignificant on their own. But together, these small actions create a very different beginning to the day, one that feels calmer, quieter, and far less reactive. And in a world where most mornings begin with stress, noise, and overstimulation, that shift can have a surprisingly strong effect on how the rest of the day unfolds.